Your girl Sweet Lee for the Let the Youth Live podcast, where we discuss solutions to keeping our young people alive. I want to give a shout out to everyone who has inputted, who's written to their MPs, who's standing up for the young people. So big up to you. I want to give a massive shout out to LMTI Abdo and also C86ers. How you doing? Now we've got C86ers passing through on Wednesday, so we'll be able to have a very in-depth talk and discussion. But you're welcome to come up on today as well. It'll be lovely to see you. So if you can, just request, all right? Okay. Now, we're going to be talking today. I thought I would update everyone on what we were speaking about on the last podcast, which was how were we going to get Boris to do an emergency Cobra meeting. Now, I've done a bit of research. Shout out to you, Vicky. Right, now, the emergency Cobra meeting is an emergency cabinet meeting that Boris has to call. And the criteria is nationwide emergencies. Now, I believe that we fit that criteria with the death of our young people on the streets. Now, we're not just talking knife crime, gun crime, serious youth violence. We're talking homelessness, poverty, paedophiles, child killers. Our children are being preyed on. And it's time that we come together and stand up to protect our children. Because who is protecting our children? Massive big up to Vicky, who says, hope you're okay. Yes, I am. I'm good, thank you. I hope you are too. Now, with petitions, they can take a very long time. On top of that, they can be shut off early if Parliament closes early, or for a variety of different reasons. Now, what we want to do, because it's so urgent and so many of our young people are dying, bleeding to death on our streets, emergency action needs to be taken. We've done petitions, we've done marching, and still our children are not protected and they're being murdered. They're being preyed on, they're being groomed and set up to die. Now, after looking into everything, the quickest route for us to get laws changed is via a Cobra meeting. Now, that is spelt C-O-B-R. Now, at this meeting, they will call all specialists from all over the place to meet, to come up with solutions. Now, as we discussed on the last podcast, I kept saying that when we do this and we get the Cobra, what is it that we are asking for? Now, I went away and I started a bit of a list. I want input from people, anybody who wants to add to that, any other ideas, what you think needs to be in it, how we're gonna, word this for the Cobra. Now, the kind of things that I thought that need to be sorted out, okay? So, to get this Cobra, we have to get in contact with our MPs. We all have to write to them and demand that an emergency Cobra meeting is held. And this is for the protection of our children. Because at present, our children are not protected from violence or death. And this is all round. This is, this is everywhere. And it's time for things to be implemented to keep our children alive. Now, the kinds of things I thought of, right, for the Cobra. Now, firstly, the bleed control cabinets and kits throughout the whole of the UK. Legal requirement that will keep our children alive. Now, the other thing we need to look at is patrols. So that all these new initiatives and all these projects and all this money that's being put into all these wonderful, wonderful initiatives. But we need to keep the children safe from harm, attending, travelling. We need to keep them alive. Now, we've spoken about this many times on this podcast, and we've said people will feel a lot more safe if we have patrols. And we're talking patrols that are the police, the PCOs, and some of the community. We've spoken out that, just the community to do it, it's, setting them up at risk to be hurt themselves. But we all agree that the patrols need to be the police with the community at the same time. Now, this in turn should build up some trust in the police as well. And I've made these ideas known to the MOPAC office that work with Sadiq Khan. I've said how the community feel, that no matter how many, events or, new projects that are funded, it's no good if our children are dying in them, outside of them, and in particular, going to school and on the way home from school. And parks. Parks have got to be probably the worst place for our children to be. So many incidents happening in the parks, so many people being stabbed, being threatened, held up, knife point, moped robberies, phone robberies. It's not on, and we can do something about it. But it is going to take all of us coming together. And realistically, people need to think, when will enough be enough for you? At what point do you feel that what's it going to take for you to get involved? To start doing something to protect our children? We've got a lot of people on board, and big up to them. All right, I want to shout out everyone who has been writing to their MPs. They've been writing to their local mayors. They've been promoting the work and the discussions that we've been having. Big up to everyone. Just want to give a shout out to Boxing Coach, HJB, Boom Dakar as well. Big up to you. Re-Education Podcast, enough love to you. But yeah, it's all about working together on solutions. Now, we've got the solutions. We need people on board to push those solutions. Okay? Now, I'll go over again, but like I said, where we're at now, we are pushing to demand a Cobra meeting in the cabinet, because there they can get laws changed, and the law can be changed within a few days. All the COVID laws were passed through on a Cobra meeting. Just want to shout out Wise World, Wise Vibes. How are you doing? Enough love to you. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, we're speaking today about solutions to the death of our young people on the streets from knife crime, gun crime, serious youth violence. Our children are being preyed on in our communities. Parents are up against it right now. But it's about gaining knowledge, working together, and pushing solutions. Massive shout out to Nix. How you doing, my darling? Be good to get you up, if you can, up on the live. I was looking through our previous live that you did. Yeah, and we, you said about getting 10 cabinets where you are. And we need to do that, and we need to do that as soon as possible. Now, what I was just talking about, Nick, was, I'm not sure if you heard the last conversation about getting Boris to call an emergency Cobra meeting, which is a cabinet meeting. And at that meeting, all specialists from all over, all the different governmental departments, they all meet, and it's about sorting out some solutions. So what I'm covering today, Nick, is what it is that we're going to want when we get that meeting, right? So I'd say firstly, the bleed control cabinets and kits throughout the UK. The patrols that we are willing to, raise funds for, but we want it to be the police with the community, because we feel that's the only way that will work, because it's not fair on the community to put themselves in that position that something bad could happen to them as well. Now, also what I'd thought of, and this is really to do with the guests that I've got coming in on Wednesday. So please join us on Wednesday at 5 o'clock. We have a guy called Varel, who during lockdown decided that he wanted to start helping the homeless. His company name is C86ers, so that's C86ERZ, and he'll be joining us on Wednesday. But I do believe that part of the solution as well, is relating to poverty, homelessness, being hungry, right? Them factors need to be as a basic everywhere. Now, the kind of things I've thought of is incentives for landlords so that they keep people in their homes. And Varel from C86ers, what he's attempting to do, he's raising money right now to get a van that is going to be a mobile food bank to go and deliver to all the homeless people across London. So I cannot wait to get him on the live on Wednesday so we can find out more information about what he's doing and what plans he's got going forward. But literally, I'm sure he's in North London, But we need that. We need that in South London. We're going to need that in every borough. I know we have a huge problem here with homelessness. And there's so many young people who are sofa surfing, who are undetected as being homeless. And these are issues that have to be covered. Yeah, good evening to you, Jones Kana. How you doing? Hi, Kier as well. But yeah, all these issues. But these are things that need to be implemented very, very soon, because we are losing so many young people. So please, any ideas, anything else we need to add to this emergency meeting and our demands? So yes, so homelessness, poverty, hunger. I mean, what they were doing at the beginning of COVID, that just needs to continue. Like the feeding the children. People can't think straight, they can't eat. Having nowhere to live as well. Now, the other thing, a few of the ladies spoke on last time, was sentencing for weapons. So, at the moment, having a knife, waving it about, threatening people, being caught with a knife, maximum is 4 years. Now, does anybody think that that is appropriate or enough of a deterrent? And if not, what should it be? Because realistically, if we're asking for this Cobra, we need to know what it is that we will be happy with. Now, I'm just going to throw... I think 6 months is the minimum. Yeah, Jones Kana said, what's the minimum? I think 6 months. Now, there's certain conditions as well, like different types of knives. But I was hearing about a loophole with the zombie knives, that if it hasn't got it written on it that it's called a zombie knife, it's not illegal, which is crazy, absolutely crazy. It doesn't make any sense. But yeah, so I'm throwing that out there about the maximum sentencing, because people keeps, mentioning it, writing on my posts about it. So I'd like to hear from people. Please get in touch. I think 5 years. And I also think that if somebody's out there brandishing it, waving it about, I think it should just be instant. Go to jail, mate. Because we can't have this anymore. I'm absolutely sick of it. We can't go anywhere. These kind of incidents, they're happening everywhere. It's the use of weapons on a large scale. It's it's the instant thing to do now, like grab a knife, stab someone, no matter what the issue is, no matter what it's about. So how do we tackle that? I read somewhere that 90% of the knives are from the kitchen. So I don't know what we can implement to make a change there. But I would be really interested to hear people's opinions and advice. Now, to get this Cobra meeting, we need MPs to get on board and go straight to the Prime Minister and demand it. That's a brilliant idea. Tell parents to lock up the cupboards. Yeah, because I'm starting a group very, very soon. Parents Champion Group. It's an initiative that has been funded by Sadiq Khan. And I am in the first ever group of parent champions. And the aim is to get important information out to parents, but also to get parents together. Because together we're power. And it's things like that, you know, if we could all start doing things like that, locking the cupboards, searching the bags. There's a lot that parents can actually do. It's not all down to the parents, but we do need more parents on board. So we're going to be holding a coffee morning on the 8th of February. So please look out for that on the socials. Let the Youth Live for more information, but it will be on Zoom. Going forward, we are going to be talking about a variety of issues that affect young people and parents and our communities. Things like grooming, child exploitation, county lines, mental health, and many more subjects of interest. So please, we'd love you all to get involved, even if you're not a parent, but you're a carer, family member. We're here to support you and help you through these peak times. Now, I'm going to also go back now to the Bleed Control campaign. I'm really pleased that a lot of people are getting involved. They are raising money in their communities. They're getting installed in people's communities. Again, I would like to speak out on the fact how hard it is for all of us to be getting permission from shops, businesses, organisations to put these cabinets up. We're hoping that it's going to get a lot easier. But yeah, I'm still waiting for the permission for our cabinet that's going into Peckham. And this is a life-saving piece of kit. Anybody that's locked in, please check. See if your community has these. Does your community have the Bleed Control cabinets? Does it have these kits? Right? They are so needed. They are necessary to keep people alive who are catastrophically bleeding. Please get involved in the campaign. Tell a friend to tell a friend about this. These keep people alive. We cannot rely on the emergency services, one, to get there in time. Even if they arrive in time, sometimes they're not even allowed to access the place because it's not safe. And sometimes, you know, it's the police that get to go in first. So we need these. Some of the police forces have these in London, which is brilliant. But we want these rolled out everywhere. Pubs, clubs, all the police carry them. You know, cabinets, 24-hour shops, chicken shops, McDonald's. I'm trying to get hold of McDonald's as we speak to get these like all throughout. These keep people alive. And if these are everywhere, it means that we can focus on what's necessary to further keep them alive and also stop these problems from happening in the future. We can't do that if we're every minute, you know, seeing somebody else bleeding to death on the street. How many young people do we have to lose before it wakes people up? The reality is the system has been set up, that is set up from every avenue, is set up to kill our children. This is no joke. It's the reality. And we can keep blinkering our eyes. We can keep focusing on other things, which, you know, the life's been set up for that to be the case. So we haven't got time to think about really important issues because we're tunneled in on what we're doing, that we're so concerned and stressed and so much drama and so, financial problems, not being able to eat. If we resolve these issues, then people have no excuse, because they'll be able to open up their brain and say, do you know what? What can I do? I want to get involved, because I don't want it to be me. I don't want it to be my family, people that I know, people that are in my community. Oh, shout out to 9-5. Big up to you, yeah? Do you want to join me on the live? Yeah, big up to 9-5, doing us proud in the community. Bless you for going yesterday as well, all right? Respect for that. But yeah, we're losing so many of our youth on the streets, and it's going to take us to do something about it. Big up to the General. How you doing, man? Big up to Anushka as well. But yeah, we have to come together. Parents, community members. It's down to us. I mean, years ago, I just believed everything, was in place. People were doing everything, to ensure the safety of our young people. But I discovered that's not the case at all. And that's why I had to get involved. This is why I've set up Let the Youth Live, to deal with solutions only to keeping our young people alive. Now, I'm very proud of members of our community and communities across the UK who are standing up, making a difference, getting involved, which is what it's going to take. Now, the solutions, like I said, and I'm trying to get this, what the demands that we want for this emergency Cobra. Now, I don't know if you know 9-5, but literally where I'm going next with all of this, right? Because petitions are taking too long. Trying to get law through Parliament, that's years, man, right? The quickest way to get the law changed, and the law can be changed in days, right? We have to get an emergency Cobra meeting called. Now, it's going to take the MPs to demand Boris to call an emergency Cobra meeting. Now, at this meeting, like I said, all the specialists from all different departments will meet, and it's about resolution and solution. We meet the criteria. It is a nationwide emergency. This is affecting everyone. And like I said, I'm not limiting it just to knife crime. This is gun crime, knife crime, serious youth violence, yeah? Child paedophile killers, yeah? We have to come together, demand this Cobra. Right, so anybody who's already written to their MP, big up to you, right? But this live today is about people now either writing back to your MP and demanding the Cobra is called, or finding out who your local MP and writing for the first time. What I always say, all right, is if there's anyone out there, because I know what it's like, all right, to the thought of having to write, or send, I am happy to give you a template that all you have to do is go to and from, all right? Now, unfortunately, and you might find this out as well, Crip, 9-5, that the MP for Camberwell and Peckham, yeah, I've been trying to get hold of for 3 months, maybe 4 months, and I've not had any reply, right? I'm at the point now, I'm going to go to Parliament to actually go and see her. I've got a list of things, but now we know, right, that it's going to take the MPs to force Boris to call an emergency Cobra. And why we're asking it to be called, it is not just for knife crime, it is the fact of how many of our children across the UK are being murdered. Bless up to Anushka, who's saying, please let me have a copy of the template. Yep, I haven't done it yet, right? But as soon as I do it, okay, which will be this week, okay? Because I have a template for the bleed control cabinets. In fact, Anushka, what I'll do, I'm going to add it to that one, all right? Because the bleed control cabinets, they're like a basic of what we have to have, right? Before we can even think about getting on with the other stuff. We have to keep people alive now while we start thinking of how we're actioning in the other solutions. But we need these cabinets and kits everywhere across the UK. Right, we're doing a lot better in London now, all right? I'm excited going forward with regarding the cabinets. We've got a lot of people who are on board, who are in the process of raising money to try and get them in their areas as well. But we have one in East Dulwich, 3 have just been installed in North London, which is brilliant into the community. We've got them in a lot of our train stations. I think London Bridge, Waterloo, Victoria, and I think they've all got 3 each as well, which is amazing. But we have to get these into more communities, right? We've got one that's ready to go into Peckham as soon as I get the permission. So fingers crossed, yeah, that it will be in the next 2 weeks. I'm praying, all right, because I was so upset over the Christmas period, finding out about the guy losing his life in a knife fight on Peckham High Street. And we could have had a cabinet, and he may still be here. So, yeah, I mean, I did a live about that at the time. So I'm praying that we get one into Peckham ASAP. The other great news is I am working with Southwark and Lambeth Council going forward on a big project, which is great news with regards to the cabinets and the kits. But again, I'm trying to sort out these permissions. I don't think anyone, apart from people who are trying to get the cabinets installed, you would not believe the trouble we have getting permissions. It's absolutely crazy. We're not asking for money. We're not asking for nothing. Like, we just want to put one on the walls. Now, the new project is hopefully, I'm praying that we can do this. We want them outside schools, the cabinets. We want the kits in schools. We would love the cabinets outside McDonald's, chicken shops, right? And I'm going to work hard to get that done, all right? Let me read a few messages. Anushka's saying, yes, please do. Yeah, I'm definitely going to send that to you, all right? Crip says, I got a counsellor with us on this, Mr. Sonny Lamb. He's working with us on things like CCTV projects for the kids. Check him out. Brilliant. And tell him 95 sent you. I'll post up the number offline. Done, no, man. Wicked. Bless up, yeah? But that's exactly what we need, right? So thank you. 95 saying, well done, Miss Lee. Work rate is crazy. Keep it up. Bless up, man. You don't know the half of it. Like, I'm going mad this end. Like, But it's our children, you know, like, I could not live with myself, not like, you know, I don't know if you've heard, like, I've always suffered with anxiety, you know, like speaking out, but this is so important. And I have to not give because this is our children's lives. Anushka says, I'm in the Lewisham Borough. I would love to help. Brilliant. We definitely need some links in Lewisham. And I'm sure you've not got any cabinets, any kits in Lewisham. We need to get them into Lewisham as soon as possible. I'm just going to say as well, another wicked person who does amazing stuff for the community, a guy called Gwenton Slowly, and his organisation is called Crying Sun. So please add them up, right? Add him up. Oh my goodness. Yeah, he's got a lot, you know, he can do to help people in Lewisham. But he's actually doing a workshop. When did I go? Last week online, right? I did the workshop, but he's been given funding to roll the workshop out across 18 boroughs. I think he's coming to Southwark next, but he's actually based in Lewisham. So I think that'll be great for you, Anushka, as like another side to somebody who's over where you are. Sorry, I just got scratch my nose. Oh, I had an itchy nose. Big up to Priscilla as well, and Jones Kaner as well. Yeah, so it's about us working together with a common purpose and about action. You know, I know from, you know, years of marching, and this is what's caused me to do like more thorough research into what it is that, well, why is it that nothing's changed? I looked at some posts of mine from about 4 years ago, and I was saying exactly the same stuff. You know, it's a nationwide emergency. Too many children are dying. You know, like 2022, we're switching it up. We're doing different. Because whatever we've been doing previous to it has not been working. It's not working. It hasn't been working. But it's about switching things up, moving that seat where we were sitting, actually moving it. Instead of just doing, you know, this, we're actually going to pick that chair up. We are moving, and our focus is going to be different. And it's about making change this year, implementing change. And this is the quickest way, the demand in the Cobra. But like I said, we have to know what we're demanding. What will make a difference? I mean, the other thing I keep saying, I need to hear from more young people. I want to know what will make young people feel better. What will, you know, make them feel more safe. I mean, you lot would have been proud of me the other night. I went on to Sadiq Khan's, it was a online discussion about his new crime and policing document, right? All the things he's going to do for the next 4 years. I asked for them to send it to me. It didn't get sent before the online Zoom meeting, but I went on anyway. Even though I had anxiety, I was determined, because I wanted to find out, is this going to protect our young people? Is there anything in place? And from what I could gather, no, not really. Apart from, and this I can't fault them for at all. Right, the mayor is putting a lot of money into initiatives. That is something I can fully 100% say. And, you know, I've seen money go into organisations that are brilliant, right? That is fantastic. But what I raised at that meeting for everybody was the fact that young people in general anyway, are not safe We cannot guarantee their safety getting to these initiatives and projects. There's nothing in place to deter people or, so their safety. And that's what I was asking. Now, we need patrols. Theresa May's constituency, right, where they've put so much money into, helping the communities, making them safer. They've invested so much money. Oh, big up to my bro in Mankind. Hey, Gangsters Dub, how you doing? Big up as well to a man like Shin, locked in from Toronto. Bless up, man. I've got some sick artists as well from Toronto. But yes, hang on, where did I get to? My brain's gone. Right, so I was on the meeting. I said that what are they doing to keep young people safe? And I said, more stop and search is not going to do it. And what they need to do, and this, everything that I'm going to say, right, I've read it from specialists, people who know what they're talking about. Now, there was a knife crime report, really thorough one, done last year. I read it, and I'm telling you, everything, that majority of what they wrote is what we're all saying, right? So I was really pleased when I read it, because I thought, great, some of this might be implemented. But I'm not sure, because who's going to force anyone to implement that? But in that, they explained about what's going on within the Met Police, and that the Met Police don't work quite the same as other police forces. And what the Met are doing, they're just doing more and more and more stop and searches. But what should be happening is a balance. They're not doing that balance. So yeah, I spoke out about this, that the Met Police, they should be doing like what we had years ago. Many years ago, we had the Safer Neighbourhood offices, right? The Safer Neighbourhood patrols, where we had a police officer, a PCO, bowling, the estates. But what's different now is we want that with members of our community. So community members are safe. They're not just doing patrols on their own. And this is an opportunity for the police to build up some kind of inkling of trust from the people. I'm going to take some messages. Big up to Jarif as well. He says, love and respect to my G's. Gangster Dub says, but then they try and dodge who the credit goes to and put it on others, just like people did with me, and the fact that I'm the one came with the Skippy snare patterns. Yeah, that happens a lot, because I see that within the knife crime, there's a lot of that goes on. But I think I'd say that goes on in the music as well, doesn't it? Right, so I made those points to the MOPAC people and Mr. Khan's office. It said they wanted to hear from us, so I said my concerns, and they did make notes. So whether or not that will make any difference to the new crime and policing document or law, I'm praying it does, that some inkling of it at least makes its way into it. Because one thing I didn't want to happen was the mayor to get him for 4 years and, there's nothing that's going to help our young people that he's going to be doing. Now, the other thing I brought up was the gang truce. I mentioned that because I feel like something has to happen, something to it can't just be left. The facts that this worked in Glasgow, the government know that it worked in Glasgow, but there's no mention of it. We do have an independent MP who is working on a peace treaty which will address postcode issues and also will involve setting up free academies for the young people. Now, as far as I'm aware, private funding has been got for an academy in, I think, North London. Now, the academies will be completely free. They'll be totally free for young people, and they'll be able to do everything that they would love to do, and it will be completely free. So it sounds amazing, and I think the idea will be that they get rolled out through every borough. So I don't know how quickly this will all happen, but it sounds great. I really am praying that this starts to happen. But, you know, my biggest concern, I live in Southwark. There's not that much over here. And this is why I am trying to initiate a lot of things happening over this side. Right. Priscilla says, where can we read about this? Right. I think she's got a website, actually. Right. I'm going to take the live in a minute. Broski, just bear with me. All right. Yeah, the peace treaty. Oh, I think it's... I think it's peacetreaty.com, right, or something like that. But I'm going to send you the link, all right? Can you DM me just to remind me, please? And I'll send you a link to the website, all right? Because there is a website, and I know that that's what they're working on, right? So that's nice. That's a positive. But I just believe that Mr. Khan should be involved in that. You know, I don't know if he is, but I haven't heard any mention, and it's not in his manifesto. So, Gangster Dub says, damn, I'm banned from Southwark Borough. Oh, shit. Oh, no. And Brent. Oh, no. But we need a cabinet in your area. I want one on your estate. Right on that bit, you know, with the sign. Like, I want it there. Right, let's take a live. All right, let's take your live. Let's get you up on the live. Gangster Dub. Right. Let's go. Today. Right. See. Accept.
Yes,
hello.
yes.
Good to see you.
It's a pity you live in Southwark because I'm banned from there.
Oh, man. Oh, God.
I'm banned from all of Southwark Borough and all of Brent Borough as well.
Oh.
But there's a moral story connected to why. It's not because I was violating people.
Oh, okay.
No, it's because I got dragged out of the Crown Court in Southwark by armed response.
Oh shit, I forgot about that.
Yeah, they were trying to protect a nonce and the
Oh, my
judiciary as well, who were setting up the whole case to fucking work out in his favour, so he got away with it because he's working for Brent County Council.
Yeah.
And I don't know, he might even be working with kids. I know they gave him a bedroom in a foster home run by his grandmother in Mozart Estate, and that's where he was raping little boys in the foster care home for Westminster Social Services.
And this is what I mean. I want to get something.
They're going to slam me for saying this. I know they are. They're going to come after me again. They're going to start harassing me again.
Anything, are you? Didn't you get?
I've not named anyone. I've not like stood on any toes in that way on this live. But they don't like it when I just mention it because remember, they covered up the whole Westminster paedophile ring, didn't they? So they don't want any mention of foster care homes connected with Westminster Council and all the rest of it.
Did you see the documentary? There was a documentary, and I'm sure it was Westminster pedo ring. It was on Channel 5.
I didn't see it. When
Yeah,
was
on
that?
Channel 5, loads of women and have come out, loads and
Good,
loads. Channel
good.
5,
Because,
couple of months ago.
yeah, check out Richard Kerr as well. Kerr on
Yeah.
YouTube. It nearly makes me cry every time I see his face because that poor bloke, you can see he's not full of shit from his face. He looks like he's
You
in a
see it.
constant state of shock like this. He's always like this when he's
Oh
looking
my
at the
God.
camera, and it's fucking disturbing. I mean, I'm not saying his looks are disturbing. I'm saying the way that you can see it scarred his face is emotionally upsetting for anybody, really. Yes, Marathon OG, my guy.
Oh,
Yeah,
big up. But yeah, I mean, I've had enough of
yeah, I've had
these
enough.
narcissists, these
Yeah,
child killers,
yeah,
pedos. Like, it's time. Like I said,
they
and
run the world.
I want to
They run, all
incorporate.
the governments are full of them.
No,
Full. I don't think there's a single president or prime minister on the planet that isn't a nonce. They're all under blackmail, every one of them.
oh
They
my
can't
God.
fulfill the position unless they're a nonce first. I figured it all out. That's what all the Jeffrey Epstein shit
Oh
was.
shit! So they
Blackmailing
can
tools.
blackmail them.
Yes, blackmailing
Oh
tools,
my
that's right.
God.
They won't put anybody in number 10 or in the fucking White House unless they are first a nonce. And this is why I didn't hate on Trump while he was in, because despite all the claims about him, still they've yet to prove a damn fucking thing about him regarding that claim. I ain't seen a single proof. I had, you know what I had, I'm not going to mention it on the live. I had a
Yeah.
certain document with a lot of names on it, and his name was not on it. Not on it. And what
Oh.
I noticed about him, people might not like Trump. I don't care though. I don't follow a personality worshipping cult. So if someone is, far as I'm concerned, if someone's not guilty, I'm going to maintain that, even if I don't like him. So I don't like Trump. I'm not a fan of Trump. I'm not a Trump supporter. I have nothing to do with politics. But what I noticed about him was they character assassinated him from jump, from the day that he got into the office. And I don't think he was meant to win that election. He only
Yeah.
won that because God granted it to him. He weren't meant to win that. It was meant to be Hillary Clinton, the Grand Dame of the Order of the Eastern Star. Freemasonry division for women. Men and women, as a matter of fact. It's a
Oh
witch's coven.
shit! I heard. What did I see recently? It was saying that the whole of America is actually comes from Masons and the
That's right.
whole
That's right.
foundation.
I'm, oh man, I don't know how much I can say.
And the thing is, you know
Let me
everything
think
there
for a
is to
second.
know.
I'm going to be very cautious about what I'm about to
Yeah.
say. I'm going to try and restrict it to
Okay.
no names and no organization specific names. Yeah, I'm not going to
Yeah.
mention any lodge
Yeah.
names, for example. But what I will say is I was invited to join the world's most powerful Masonic lodge when I was 18 years old. And it only took for me to do a certain amount of research. It's a research lodge. Anybody who's ever been part of Freemasonry should know two things, and they'll know that I'm talking the truth right now. As long as if they've been a member and they left, they'll know I'm real when I say this. Yeah, research lodges are the top most important lodges on the planet. That's the first thing. Every other type of lodge is under them. Yeah?
Oh.
I was invited to join the world's most powerful research lodge. Um, Furthermore, what I will say is all the fake preachers that you hear saying, yeah, I used to be a Freemason, da da da, they all expose themselves as liars. They either are still a Freemason now and they're trying to push propaganda, or they never were a member of it and they're just preaching using falsehood to convince people.
Yeah.
The worshipful master is not the highest position of a lodge. Anybody who thinks that is it never ever been involved with Freemasonry in their lives.
Because
They're
I was going to
lying.
say, what I
It's not.
saw or read about was that wherever you are as a Mason, although you know who's above, you don't know what's involved or what goes on. Do you know what I mean? Because it's all secret, isn't it?
You're discouraged from researching above your degree that you're at
Yeah.
currently. And if you're found to be, see, if you went and found out information about all the rituals leading up to the whatever degree, they're not going to be that bothered.
Oh,
But if
okay.
if an active Freemason does, they'll
Yeah.
put restrictions on him. They'll say,
Oh,
right, you can't go up anymore now. You've just
yeah.
fucked your own shit up. You can't
Oh,
go up
really?
any more
Yeah.
degrees now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a punishment for trying to rise your head above your own
Yeah, where you
station.
are. Yeah. Yep.
Hmm.
Bloody
You're
hell.
meant to just keep a lid on it and not look into anything any deeper than you already are. And it's like a cult. That's how they try and control you. So
Mm.
you're under control when you start obeying their orders, and they make it relatively not too difficult for you to look at my bro, he's telling me don't get your shit shut down again. Yeah, he's right.
He's probably
He's right.
right.
That's why I'm
Oh,
being
God.
careful, bro. I'm
Yeah.
not doing any names or this time round I haven't dropped any names or nothing. That's why I'm
Oh,
being careful, fam.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna
And then this
jump
is
on there
another thing.
soon.
I was
You know
just going
what
to
it
say.
is?
Mhm.
Sorry, I just wanted to quickly respond to that, bro. There, I haven't. You know what it is, bro? I haven't got my head about me lately. I've had so much going on, fam. But I'll jump on there soon. Sorry, sis.
Yeah. No, I was going to say I've still not done Clubhouse yet, but I did sign up to it, and I'm going to start doing what we're doing here. I'm going to attempt to do that on Clubhouse as well.
Yeah,
And I'm
I,
also going to be doing,
yeah.
starting from the 8th of February, where we're doing a one-off. I don't know if I said this before, but literally I'm now part of these parent champions. Basically, I went to some training for the council, well, part of the council's kind of initiative. So they train up parents who then can train other parents to train, you know what I mean, and
Yeah.
help, which they should have been doing that for years. And realistically, we need groups of parents doing this from primary school. You know what I mean? Like, this is an initiative for the secondary school, but what we're going to start doing is like Zoom, um, yeah, like workshopy or information providing, you know, just so parents actually, yeah, have a clue really what's going on and things
Yeah,
to look out. You know what I mean? Like, I mean,
yeah.
the social media, right? I mean, I want to put that in the. Did you hear what I said earlier about demanding an emergency cabinet meeting to
No, I
get
didn't
law?
hear that part. No, I
Right,
just
right.
because Shepard invited me. Otherwise, I wouldn't have
Oh,
known that
well
you were
done,
live.
Lifer.
Yeah, I wouldn't have known you were
I'm
live
terrible. I
otherwise
don't
because it
invite
didn't
anyone.
notify me again. It never notifies me when you go live now. So
Oh, see, I just presume
yeah,
it does, and I never, like I just go live, and it's like I hope someone turns up soon. Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, so
No, if he didn't invite me, I wouldn't have known.
oh, good to see you, and thanks Nine for Hive for
Yeah,
invitations,
that's it.
sending them out.
Nice
Right,
one.
so yeah, what I discovered, and I've known about this for years, right? But I've been kind of asking for years, and I'm sure we should be able to get this emergency cabinet meeting because I've always known that laws can be changed in that meeting, right? And you do
Yeah,
not have, doesn't have to, it can be in a few days. That's what they did to get the COVID laws in,
right,
right? Right. So we need one of them to get the laws we need in to keep our children safe, right? So
right.
what I've been saying is, what is it that we are asking for now? Definitely, I want the bleed control thing, just so, because just needs to be everywhere, so we
That's
can actually
important. Yeah,
focus on other shit that needs doing. So
that's
then
right.
there was the patrols, right? Until we get to a point where things have calmed down, we need patrols.
You know
So
the problem with hood patrols, which I think is a good idea. I've tried to pull it off myself before.
yeah,
But the problem is when the police see groups of people like me and like the bro Shepherd there, when they see us walking around in the morning looking kind of menacing and shit, trying to protect everyone, of course, the police don't give a fuck if we're trying to protect people. They're going to look at us like a bunch of criminal men walking around
yeah,
and potentially violating people. And they're going to treat us just the same way that they treat anybody else they can't stand.
right. But my idea, or
Stop
our
and
idea, because
search
I've
us
just
and
come
all
up with
sorts of
this,
shit.
right? It is patrols with the police and the
Oh,
community.
I don't know if I could do that. For the simple reason that as soon as I see a police uniform, my
You're gonna what?
emotional feelings, it's like I want to batter the living shit out of them. They're
Yeah.
blessed I
Well,
don't
maybe
every
that's not
time I
you.
see them. Yeah. Sorry, I had to say that. That's my
But that,
emotional feelings. That's not me saying I'm going to, but that's my emotions there with
but
regard
there's a
to
lot of
them.
people. There's a lot of people like that. But
Yeah.
just
I feel
when I've
like
had
I
to
just
think
want
about the patrols, I just felt like just community only are very vulnerable in the
to.
way that the same things could happen to them with weapons. And I just think that would work. It could work with community and the police. So the
It's
community are overseeing the police, right,
right,
and what they're
right,
doing.
right, right.
And the police
That,
have an opportunity
yeah.
to build up their trust.
hmm I've said we need people to police the police many times over the
Yeah,
decades, but
yeah.
it's never. See,
I
I've
said all
tried to.
that on
Right,
the
I've tried to put forward an idea that there should be a police service specifically for policing the police, where they don't go out to arrest the public. They go out to fucking wrap up and arrest the police if they're up to no good. Now, there should be.
ooh,
Kind of
yeah.
like the
I
Tun
like
Tun.
that.
You know
I
the
like
Tun
that.
Tun that Charles Duvalier put in place in Haiti? I know people don't like Charles Duvalier. I get that. But he was still a smart guy. Credit where it's due. He fucking learned things from people, even if they're your enemies. Do you get me? So
Yeah,
Charles
he's got
Duvalier,
something.
what did he
Yeah,
do? He absolutely stripped the army and police of all rights to carry weapons, except for a little stick. And he armed up all the public and said, right, now the public are armed, the police and army are unarmed, the public's job is to wrap the police up when they misbehave.
yeah.
That's it. And he gave the public the right to wrap up. I get what he was doing. I'm not stupid, innit? I see how he was moving, but that was all to his advantage at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But he
Well,
did
the
it to
police
stop.
do need policing, right? That's the
Right.
fact. And
You know
I,
why
every,
Charles Duvalier did that? To stop, he looked at the history of Haiti and he realized that every ruler before him has been overthrown by a military coup and the police. So he
yeah.
disarmed the police and armed the public and said, right,
Yeah,
fuck the police now.
yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I was going to say the other night when I was on that discussion online, one of the points I made was that the police need retraining,
yeah,
right? And I said, but I don't know who would train them because it's no good. We spoke about it, didn't we, before on one of the other podcasts? And that's what
right,
we were saying. How can it'd have to be, yeah, not old school police that try and train
right.
and
I've,
retrain.
I've suggested that every single patrol unit of police should have a qualified psychologist with them. A
Yeah,
cop who's qualified in psychology, not a
yeah.
Tavistock affiliated one, because I don't trust the Tavistock one little bit. I
Neither
know
do I
too
after
much
what
about
you
the
told me.
Tavistock. So,
Oh,
yeah.
I just want to shout out the gift of manhood. Bless up to you, yeah, doing amazing work. We love what you're doing. I want to see your whole program just rolled out across the UK. In fact, globally, because I know your manhood global. Yeah. Get the
Oh,
kids, the
yes, I
kids.
saw this brother earlier.
Oh, yeah, that's a brilliant idea. The kids to teach them. Now, one of the things they said at that meeting, right, with the MOPAC the other night, they were saying that some of the initiatives that they've had, and I thought this sounded pretty good actually, it was young people and police, right, doing role playing of stop and search, but the other way round. So they get
Okay,
to
I'd love
see.
to do that. I'd fucking love to do that. I'll fucking slam them on the floor face first, just like they did to me plenty of times.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to definitely do some online workshops very, very soon, right, on stop and search. I attended one online. Oh, my God, it was brilliant, right? Just to break it down for anyone who stopped and searched. Well, first of all, it was the law, right? It was just a breakdown of that. Then from a person being stopped and searched perspective and what should happen. And then as a bystander, what should be happening. And if it's not, what you do to help in that situation. But it's very easy to understand. It's very clear. And it's about getting that information out to people, because people will be feel a lot more confident just knowing what should happen and what shouldn't happen.
Get yourselves a copy, everybody. Do this. Go to Borders or Waterstones or wherever and order, because you can only order it. They don't keep it on the shelves. They don't want you to know about this book. That's why. It's called Blackstone's Police Operational Handbook. Get that. Go to the section where it talks all about, go to the section where it talks all about stop and search powers, and you'll see in there, the amount of times that I got stopped by the police and told you're wearing a hooded top, you look suspicious. It tells you a list of things that they're allowed to use as reasonable grounds, and it tells you a list of things as examples they're not allowed to use as a reasonable grounds. And one of them, which is not a reasonable grounds, is that you're wearing a hoodie and a cap.
Yeah, of course it should be. Or
that's
the other
not
one,
a reasonable grounds.
Yeah, or even the smell of marijuana in the air.
Mm-hmm.
They love that one.
Oh yeah, they love that. I always ask them, have you been fucking taking drugs, officer? Because I can smell drugs on you. I always tell them, how do I know you haven't got fucking weed in your pocket, bro?
Yeah. Right, now, just while I think of it, right, because I reckon somebody on here probably might have more info or some... Right, I got a comment a few weeks ago, right, on something, and the person suggested that why don't we use thermal imaging to see people with concealed weapons? Now, is it against the law to have a
I think it would be a big violation, because the police would use that to just drive around with it on constantly, and they'll stop you for absolutely fucking everything. I've got a metal arm. My arm is metal from here to almost my wrist, and if they drive past me, they'll just stop me straight away, thinking I've got a strap in my sleeve or something, or a knife. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah,
I'll be stopped every time they pass me.
I looked into it because I thought, right, people are on camera anyway, right? Like security cameras. Right? We haven't got this software here, by the way, right? It's in America, but I am going to connect. It's a student who's 17 who's designed a software that plugs into your phone, right? That at present it can see a gun, right? And he's working on it seeing knives, right? Yeah. Right. So you can put this into, like if you've got security cameras, so people are already on camera. But I just think, how good would it be to see if somebody actually has a concealed weapon at the same time?
It's a good idea, but all this, bearing in mind my point that I've made before about the right to keep and bear arms for preservation of innocent life. I don't see how anything whatsoever, whatever we do, is going to help if the person is targeted is unarmed. And the reason I say that, I mean, look, the proof for what I'm saying is that every single person who's dead as a result of some bullshit on the street, where were the police for them? Where were they?
Oh, just while you, yeah, because I've just
If
something's
someone
come to
wants to
mind.
murder you, they're going to murder you regardless. With a car, a hammer,
Yeah,
anything. It could be anything. You could
but
murder someone with a pen. You can stab them in the throat with a pen and kill someone.
yeah, there's all
If you
different
want to
ways.
kill someone, you will. The intent can't be stopped. So the
Mm.
intent being the main problem, you cannot stop someone's intentions unless you've got the tools to stop their intentions, which
Mm-hmm.
is you being on equal footing with the attacker. At least
Mm-hmm.
an equal footing, or if not, outdoing them. And this will
Yeah,
be why you've got youths saying, I can't hand my knife in because if I hand my knife in, I'll get killed. They're not
we're
lying.
hearing that a lot. Yeah,
Yeah,
we hear
they're
that
not
a lot.
lying. They're not actually lying. And personally, I think that has to be taken into consideration.
Mm.
Uh,
Yeah.
what what the old saying is, make your this is the gang world saying. I've lived by this in the past. Make your choice. Judged by 12 or carried by 6. That's the old gang saying.
Yeah,
All
I've heard that.
gangsters know this saying. Make your choice. Get judged by 12 or carried by 6. It's your choice. You know?
God.
I'm not trying to encourage carrying weapons, guys. Not unlawfully. I want to see it lawful. I
Now,
want to see
just
it made lawful.
yeah, just what you reminded me of something that we spoke about on one of the previous podcasts, and when I watched it, I thought, "Oh my God, I forgot that we'd even spoken." Now about this, right?
Yeah.
It was the when we ring 999. Why is it that we have to say what service we require? Can you break
Not
that
only
down?
that, not only that, look at this. I did a little skit on my old page. I don't know if anybody saw it who's here, but the old skit I did was kind of like this. It went, hold on a minute, fam. You can't shoot me or stab me yet, blood. I've got to get my phone out. Wait, 1 sec. Don't shoot me yet. I've got to type the PIN number in first. No, wait. You're not giving me a chance yet. I've got to ring 999. No, hold on. The operator's asking me what's my name and what's my address. Oh, yeah, shit. Right in front of the guy that's trying to kill me. Damn.
As
How
if
do I
you
deal
can,
with
yeah.
this? No, you can't shoot me yet, bruv. You gotta wait for the police to turn up first. 4 hours later, after you're dead, laying face down on the pavement, they might turn up.
Mm.
Do you
It's
know what I
crazy.
mean?
And when we discussed all that, right, that day, I think my daughter had said, why don't we have like even on the phone, like a little concealed button that gets you direct to help?
This is the problem. See, I had a friend who I met, and I'm gonna say this outright. I don't care who knows this, whatever. They can think what they want. He was a friend. He was a PC from Paddington Green Police Station. And the only reason I made that guy one of my friends is because we hit on a human level. I saw a sheet on the road in front of Harrow Road Fire Station, which was a small white sheet with a big blood stain on it. And I thought it was a child being hit by a car. So I'm stood by the side of the road as a father with tears down my cheeks. And this copper came to me and said, "You all right, mate?" He was the only copper on the scene. "Are you all right?" He was quite a nice character. The first time I ever met a decent cop in my life, yeah?
Yeah.
And we had a little conversation, and he probably weren't meant to do this, but he took my phone number, and I was happy to give it to him because he seemed like a nice guy, and he was. I mean, I can't talk too much about him, but he never ever asked me any, not even one fucking question about Wagwan in the hood, what
Yeah.
anyone's up to, nothing. What he did, he gave me some inside information about the police in Paddington Green there. He was telling me about all the bullying going on there, who's bullying who the corrupt cops are, who to look out for, what kind of shit they're guilty of, crimes as well, criminal activities that the police have been up to in his station. And he gave me, this is what he said. This confirmed it all for me. He said to me, Moose, what's the first question that the police ask you when you phone them up to make a report? So I said, okay, the only time I ever made a police report was when I first moved to London at 16 on my own, and my flat got burgled, and I didn't know what the fuck to do, except phone the police and say, my flat's been burgled, I want my shit recovered. Yeah, at that age, 16, I was naive. I didn't realise the police never recover anything from burglaries and return it to you. Even if they do get your stuff, they auction it. What do you think the police auctions are full of? All your shit that's been stolen that they will never return to you. Cars, bikes, TVs, everything. It's all stolen shit that they've found, recovered, and never returned to the people who it was stolen from. They profit from it. That's what a police auction is. So he asked me, what is the first question they ask you when you phone them up? And I said, well, they ask your name, don't they? That's right, he said, and your date of birth and all the rest of it. He said, why do you think they're doing that? I said, nah, don't. He's like, I think you know, don't you? I said, please don't. Don't tell me it's because they're doing a name check on you. He said, yep, you got it. They're doing a name check on you. And he said they're trying to find out your social standing, whether you work or not, if you've got any past criminal records with them, what those records are, and all the rest of it. And he said that will determine if they turn up at all to help you, because he said the police do not police for certain people. That's a big key to all of this. They do not police for certain people. If they hate you, they won't police for you. They'll only police against you, right? Yeah. So he said, yeah, all of this is used to determine how they deal with you. If they're going to turn up at all, and if they're going to help you or turn against you and take the side of the other person, which they do if they hate you, regardless if you're telling the truth.
God. Wonder what they found on me then.
Yeah, they name check everybody that phones them up.
Oh my God.
Oh, they hate. I wouldn't ever be able to phone them up because they hate my guts. They've tried to kill me a few times, so in front of tons of witnesses too. Yeah, it was all on CCTV in front of over 100 witnesses with all their children in the parks, everything. Nothing was ever done about it, ever. Even the IPCC, they're full of shit. They've just rebranded them now.
Yeah, I wouldn't think. Yeah, I wouldn't think they'd be all that.
Yeah, they're not. They're rubbish. They referred the case back to the Paddington Green police station that violated me. They tried stealing my house keys as well. They drove off with my house keys. I had to jump in front of the police car. I was shouting, thieves, fucking thieves, give my fucking keys back. They lied and said they don't have them. And then after about 5 minutes of me refusing to move from the front of the car, I told them, because he said, move or we're gonna hit the floor with the accelerator. I said, go on, fucking kill me then in front of everyone. You fucking pricks, you're on camera. Eventually, this was a sergeant. He put the fucking keys out of the window and said, here you go, here's your keys. I went to take them. He fucking snatched them back in through the window again. And he was saying, like a right fucking malignant narcissist piece of shit, he was saying, ask nicely for them or you're not getting them. I didn't want to ask him nicely, obviously, because they're my keys. I told him, give my fucking keys back, you fucking pig. And what did he do? He tried to drive off, and I tried to stick my hand through the window. He tried to jam my fucking hand in the window and keep driving. And then I started shouting and shit again. And then I said, all right, I'll ask nicely. I asked him nicely, but when he gave my keys back, I just told him, fuck off, you pig, and I started kicking their car. They just drove off, didn't it?
Oh my God. And the thing is, if you've had all that that must go on a lot, all of that.
Yeah, it does. It does, a lot.
But yeah,
all
we
this.
need to think, how are we gonna get them retrained?
They need to learn how to deal with autistic people and people who get
Yeah,
triggered as
see,
well.
we were talking about, and I said this as well at that meeting, they need to be trained in trauma and
That's
dealing
right.
with people with trauma. And
That's right.
even, I suppose, on their side a bit as well, because somebody said that for the things that they see and do as well, you know, like from both sides, the
Yeah.
trauma. So, yeah. And then somebody else, they
Their
came on
interview techniques as well.
and they said all the agencies need retraining. And I said, yeah,
That's right.
social
Even in their
services,
interview
yeah,
techniques.
yeah.
Because you know, when they interview people, they're taught that if you act anxious, it must be because you're guilty. That's fucking bollocks.
Oh my
I've got
God.
anxiety disorder. I'm
Yeah,
going to
me
act
too.
fucking anxious in every
Yeah,
situation, for fuck's
yeah,
sake. Whether I'm innocent or guilty, I'm going to act anxious. I'm going to get triggered. I'm going to get fucking aggressive. I'm going to start challenging them. I'm going to start saying, what the fuck is this all about?
yeah. You sound like
It's
me.
normal for me. Yeah, it's normal. It's normal for a lot of
What is it all
people.
about?
Yeah,
Oh my
these
God.
people automatically think you're guilty if you're anxious or if you're bugging out or whatever.
Yeah. Mm. But it's
And
definitely something we have to get changed. Like this year, 2022, is
mental health
about,
is so
we're not
real.
doing what we've
Yes,
done in the past. We're not doing that. This is action, getting things actually implemented. And like I said, we have to get this cabinet meeting, right?
that's right.
Know what it is that we want, right? So we will be definitely, like I said, the bleed control cabinets, the patrols, the homelessness, poverty, feeding our children. People can't even function, think properly with hunger. What's going on in our communities, and so many young people, you know,
That's
sofa
right.
surfing, nowhere to live. They need to be given incentives to
The
landlords to give them
Conservatives have just
incentives.
made, and I said this before they even came in, don't vote Conservatives or homelessness is going to go through the fucking roof again, just
Yeah,
like it was in the 80s. We're going to see it again because it's coming. Because
yeah,
ever since the Conservatives have been in power, look how many people have lost their homes. And
yeah,
then they
loads.
had the audacity to say it's illegal to be homeless. You get picked
Oh my
up and
God, like it's
arrested
people's
for it.
choices.
Yeah, not like people fucking choose to be homeless, is it? Exactly.
Exactly.
I guess some people do because they run away from some bullshit that's worse than being homeless. But
Mm.
even them, how the fuck is being homeless a criminal offence?
Yeah.
But
Well, I've
yeah,
got a
they
guest
made it
coming
one.
on Wednesday's podcast at 5 o'clock. I've got a guy called Varel. His organisation C86ers.
Oh yeah,
And so he's going to
I
pass
saw
through on
that.
Wednesday, right? So I'm looking forward to that, because what he's got trying to sort out over there, we literally want that rolled out across London to
Hmm.
every borough. So I want to work with him alongside other people in other boroughs, so that people can eat. People can start thinking like a bit straight. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
You,
two quick points. I don't know if you've ever realised this. The difference between Labour and Conservatives. Everybody calls the Conservatives a police state party. They're not. They're an authoritarian party, yes.
yeah.
They're fascist leaning, yes. But they're not a police state party. Do you know why? This is going
Oh,
to
what?
surprise and shock a lot of people. Who are
Yeah.
the police state party? That's Labour. Labour Party. Who throws tons of money at the police for funding as soon as they get into Parliament? Labour. Who defunds the police and says, fuck the police, we can't be throwing money at them? Conservatives.
Oh shit! I never
Yeah.
thought
So
of that way
Conservatives are
around.
not a police state like people keep saying they are. They're an
Yeah.
authoritarian party, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Police state party, no, that's Labour.
Cool. Thank you for
Labour are
breaking
the
that
ones
down
that
for
throw
us.
millions at the police in funding. Millions. Every
Yeah.
time Labour are in, yeah, they bless you with benefits to shut you up. That's what a police state does. Try and appease everyone with little trinkets and tokens and shit. Here, have more benefits. Here, we're going to make it easy for you to get benefits. But guess what? We're going to throw fucking hundreds of millions at the police so they can wrap you up every day. That's
Oh
your
my
price to
God.
pay for it. Yeah, Conservatives, they'll make it difficult for you to get benefits, and the crime rate always goes up when Conservatives are in power. But
Yeah.
they refuse to throw hundreds of millions at the police, so then the police can't. Like, have you noticed the streets are almost empty of police since Conservatives have
Yeah.
been in? There
Yeah.
you go. There you
Yeah.
go. Right
See,
there.
that makes sense. All of that, what you're saying, that
Right.
explains it. It totally
Right.
explains it.
The other point I'd like to make quickly is Charles is an absolute moron. He just had the Settlement Act abolished. The very parliamentary act that they used to put his family on the throne. And they've just abolished it. How interesting. So
Yeah.
the illegitimate royal family have just had their own statute removed. And the reason why he had it removed is because Charles is secretly a Catholic, which is why you see him with the Pope all the time. And the Settlement Act was the act of Parliament that said we are not allowed to have a Catholic king or any other religion other than the Church of England on the throne. That's why they abolished the Settlement Act, because you see Charles with the Pope all the
Yeah.
time. Yeah, all the time. So the illegitimate royal family, people, if they want to see them gone, there's your golden ticket right there. Just know the Settlement Act is abolished, and you can actually demand that they're removed from the palaces. And if you want the original royal families back, you've got the House of York, the House of Beaufort, and my House of Lancaster. We're still alive.
Yeah.
House
That's
of
your
York,
family.
though,
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but the House of York, Simon Abney Hastings, the Hastings are in my family as well. We got Yorkists in my family. But
Hmm.
they suck up to the House of Wettin, the German illegitimate monarchy that are currently on our throne. So they're no good. The House of Beaufort were declared as an illegitimate lineage because
Yeah.
one of their children, their heirs, was born as out of wedlock. So they said, that's that bloodline gone now. They can't be on the throne. So you've only got the House of Lancaster, people. If you want your original royal family back, you know where we're going, innit?
Yeah.
We've
Thank
been
you for
stuck
sharing
among
all
the
that with
people,
us.
suffering every single same thing the people have been suffering.
Hmm. But
So we
thank
know
you
the
so
plight.
much for sharing that with us. All
No,
right.
thank you for
Appreciate
letting me
that.
say that as well.
Oh. But I'm gonna lock the live off, all right? Very, very soon. I need I need a break. I need to go to loo and that. All right. So
We'll give
don't carry on
everyone
with my dinner.
change if that's what they want, sis.
What's that?
We'll give everyone change if that's what they want.
Yeah.
See the
Yes.
House of Lancaster back into the palace, and I'll have every single one of those dogs beheaded. I'll have them
Yeah.
all executed publicly, so you can watch it as well if you want.
Oh
But
man.
that's got to be that we have to have the lawful right to do that for that to happen. So people, put your concerns in. We've got a legitimate claim.
Yeah.
My
And it is
proof,
legit, isn't it?
yeah, just in case anybody doubts it, my proof is on royal.tilney, Tilney. That's my
Yeah.
mum's side of the family. My dad's
Yeah.
side
We have
got it all
royalty up
covered.
in the
It's on there
place.
as well.
I just want to shout out Hawa, who's just joined us, Tamin's Legacy. Hello, my darling. Good to see you. Yeah, we're literally finishing off the live, my darling. But we're going to be back on Wednesday, 5 o'clock. Very special guest, man like C86ers. We're going to be speaking in depth about homelessness, poverty, our children being hungry. All right. So, but bless up to everyone who locked in tonight. All right. Big up for everybody's input. Lovely to get you up on the live tonight, my broski there. Gangster Dubs, previous aka romantic serial
That's
killer.
it.
Let's hope you get your account back soon.
Yeah,
I
hope so. Shepherd, we need to link up, bro, and tie the red and blue together and show these youths Wagwan, innit?
Yeah, no,
Don't worry,
definitely.
bro, I'll slide around to you at some point, man. I know I keep saying it, but it's because I've
It's
had so much
coming.
shit going on in life, fam. I will come
Oh,
round soon, trust.
no, that'll be
I bring
wicked.
some
We can link
goodies
up.
with me, fam, as well. He knows
And
what
I've
I
just
mean.
seen a big up to Wellbeing SE15. Sorry, I didn't see you there, but they're saying thanks for very interesting info. Yep, you'll always find that when Gangster Dub is up in the place. Thank you for blessing us, all right?
Oh, thank
Okay.
you. Thank you for
And
blessing me with the live as well.
enough love always,
Come
yeah?
on,
Oh,
always.
a big
From
up to
here as well.
everyone who joined us as well. Please, if you aren't already following us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, please check out previous podcasts where we've spoke, about all these different solutions, what we're doing action-wise, all right? Get involved if you're not already. And what I said earlier as well, where now we are going for an emergency Cobra meeting, all right? And to do that, it's going to need all of us demanding, writing to our MPs and demanding that they get Boris to hold this emergency cabinet meeting, all right? Now, if you don't know what to write, don't know, find out who's your local MP. I will send you a template, all right? I haven't written it yet, but I will do this week, all right? Because I'm going to be sending out as well. We want everyone across the UK writing to their MP demanding a Cobra, all right? And by the time we get that, we will know exactly what we're asking for, because we don't trust them. We know what's going to work, all right?
That's right.
But bless up, all right, everyone? Enough love to each and every one of you. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday night, all right? Whatever you're up to.
Everybody make sure you tap in with Lee and support her a lot more because she deserves it.
Thank you.
Yeah? Come on.
Bless up.
Raise
Bless
up the
you.
real.
Yes, it's all about the real, isn't it? And
That's
about
it.
making change. It's bringing the power back to the people, because we have that power. We
That's
have
right.
it. Mm-hmm.
That's it.
We've definitely got that power, and it's about getting together and making changes for our youth.
That's it.
All right, I'm out of the building. All right.
Don't know.
Enough love. All right. And I'm sorry, Howard as well. We'll get you up on Wednesday. All right, my darling. All right. Take
Assalamu
care.
alaikum, Hawa.
That's Tamim's legacy. But she lost her son in July last year. After school, he was murdered.
Oh, that's sad.
I know. But she's an inspiration. She's out here, talking to people, trying to make a change. So bless her. Bless you, Howard. All right, enough love. Okay, and I'll catch you everyone on Wednesday. All right.
Look forward to seeing you again.
Yeah, you too. All right. Take care.
Peace.
Big
Don't
up,
know.
everyone. See you.
Peace.
Bye.